Okay, so next question, what do we have here? What's more important, a good speech or a good speaker?
Well, that's, yeah, that you can only work with the speaker you've got. So you've almost got to, you've almost, for the speech writing course, you've almost got to move past that and think about what is authentic about the speaker that you have that you can use. Not everybody is, a Barack Obama, a Martin Luther King, or even, a Boris Johnson. Those sorts of exciting speakers. Particularly, a lot of people find it very difficult. If you look at surveys, the things that people terrify people the most, public speaking is often quite high up the list. And so our job as speechwriters is to work with our speaker and our principal about putting them at ease and using language, content, and ideas that they feel comfortable delivering. Because there's nothing worse than I think that would be the biggest lesson, is having a mismatch between the speaker and the content. If they're not comfortable with the content that they're delivering, then they could be the greatest speaker in the world and it would fall absolutely flat. And the example that I would give on that, even before she uttered a word, was the Theresa May dancing queen entrance to the Tory party conference a few years back, where
one of my favourites.
I know. I mean, it was just so horribly awkward, and it was. I don't think it would have worked anyway, but it certainly didn't work because she didn't buy into it, and you could see etched all over her face that she was hating every second of it. And so, even without speaking, she'd sort of lost. And I was saying, you've got to make sure that the speaker is comfortable with the content. So it's in classic political style, I sort of fudged that question, but I hope it's useful anyway.
No, that's great. No, thank you. So Matt, how long would you normally spend writing a speech? And if you've got an example, what was the most difficult speech that you've had to write?
There's no one answer to this, which makes it very difficult for speechwriters to earn a living, really, because if it's a technical speech about new developments in healthcare or something, you've got to do a huge amount of research to make sure to a conference full of people, full of doctors and professors. You've absolutely got to know your stuff, and that's going to require a huge amount of research and time. How you can cut that down is to follow that tip that I mentioned during the presentation, which is build up a war chest of one-liners, anecdotes, quotes that you find interesting and amusing. If you've seen a speaker more than 3 or 4 times, you will start to see that they have crutches through their speeches, jokes and anecdotes that they feel comfortable with. It's because if you're given a 15-20 minute speech, you can be forgiven for using a bit of repetition here and there. So you can certainly cut down on the time it takes by doing that. So there isn't an average. It really depends on the assignment. I could turn out a political tub thumper in a very short amount of time because I've done that so many times for so many politicians. I probably shouldn't tell them that it doesn't take me very much time. Actually, I'll have to.
No.
My billing rates have just gone down, but it's what you're used to drafting. And in terms of the speeches I used to find difficult, I think. I used to find it difficult writing speeches that had to be delivered in schools because you've got to, and that's really where the authenticity thing is. You've got to judge it just right, because you have to respect the audience in front of you. But I've seen speeches given to first ministers to deliver in front of 7 or 8-year-olds, which talk about the importance of STEM and university breakthroughs, this, that, and the other, which is just totally inappropriate for the audience that have been written to. But preparing remarks that are suitable for a certain age grade without seeming like you're patronising them, it's very difficult to walk that line, I thought. And you do rely a huge amount on the authenticity of the speaker to get that right. But I always find them very tricky to pitch right.